I want to ask you first about Liverpool because you got Soboslai last week. There were some links to Lavia and whatever else. But again, it's gone very quiet on the home front for Liverpool. Unless I've missed it. What is going on as far as you're aware in terms of Liverpool with more incomings to improve that squad for the title push next year?
I mean, the Liverpool currently, like, I even did a Liverpool thing on my channel yesterday, and it's just a lot of it is kind of like maybe talking a little bit about the same players. Probably the most recent update, sorry, is probably that we're off Turam right now. So, like, the Turam deal is kind of off because we're looking elsewhere, which probably makes sense, to be honest. Like, Soboslai and Turam kind of do have, I don't want to be a tactical. I do not want to be a tactical, but they do kind of have similar profiles, like, as in, they kind of do a lot of the same thing. So Soboslai, I think, is a higher quality version of Turam. So I think it probably makes sense that we're looking elsewhere in terms of like Lavia looking at the DM. For some reason, I do not know what the reason is. This is probably what Terry and other United fans felt 10 years ago when they got linked to Sergio Ramos like every single transfer window. For some reason, we're getting linked to Mbappe again, which makes zero sense to me. I have no idea how this whole Mbappe to Liverpool thing is a thing. Yesterday, you know what I told them? I gave. There's literally one scenario in which Mbappe becomes a Liverpool player, right? Let's just cut the BS. Let's just say it as it is. The one way in which Mbappe could become a Liverpool player is if Nike go like, we're gonna pay 150 million of that Mbappe money because we want Mbappe to be a Liverpool player, and we're gonna promote the shirt, and like, unless like Nike get involved or some like crazy major player get involved in it, ain't nothing gonna happen Mbappe related. So like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You go to John W. Henry, you tell him you're gonna pay Mbappe 1 million a week. Guy probably gonna like, he's just probably gonna, he's probably gonna faint. And I see someone in the comments saying if he's coming to the Prem, he's coming to Arsenal. Here's the thing. Arsenal fans, me and you don't have beef. I don't have beef with you guys, but please know your place. You're not us yet. Guys, you're not City, you're not Liverpool, you're not that guy. I promise you. Rome wasn't built in a day. You had one good season. Does not mean now that you're going to attract Mbappe. Honestly, Mbappe, like, come on, bro. Just chill out. Arsenal fans, sometimes you guys just doing too much. Relax, yeah. You guys, man, saying he's coming Arsenal. Our problem is not pull. Our problem is money. That's our problem. Even the Soboslai deal, we actually pulled out a loan to get it done. Now, personally, I have no problem with that. I'd rather them pull out a loan and spend money than not spend money at all. So like, okay, spend money. But would they pull out a 250 million pound loan? I doubt it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I saw the news. There's a journalist, I think his name's Edu Aguirre or something, and he said that you're going to launch a 200 million pound offer. We've seen Miguel Delaney today say that Arsenal are the favourites for Mbappe if he was to come to England. They're the most preferred destination of him. He does then go on to say that Arsenal don't have the money to get it done. The thing is, though, I don't think there is a lack of money to get Mbappe done. And I say that because Mbappe brings in so much money with him. He's not just like, we've got stars at our clubs, Mo Salah's, Rashford, Saka's. Mbappe, forget football ability for a minute. In terms of stardom and fame, he is just another level. And he's young as well. He isn't like signing an old Messi or an old Ronaldo. This is a man that's going to probably genuinely help you win. Because no disrespect to Messi and Ronaldo now, if Liverpool signed them, if Arsenal signed them, Man United signed them, Messi would probably help you to a certain degree. But there's a reason that they've gone to the MLS and Saudi Arabia. Mbappe is different. He's going to help you win the major trophies. The endorsements are going to be massive. But yeah, you don't see it then. You don't see Liverpool putting in this bid for Mbappe. You don't think it'll happen?
Yeah, like, the other thing we're talking about is like Levi Colwell, and we're like, Colwell's too much money. Apparently, there's people saying maybe Lavia's a bit too much as well if they're asking for 50 million. So just logically speaking, Lavia and Colwell put together is less than Mbappe's price tag, and we're saying it's too much. So like, it's just like, I've got, listen, I know it's straight facts, mocks the idea that people say what they're saying is facts because it's all opinion. But at the point in time, like, we've got to at least be honest with this whole thing. Like, Mbappe, come on, man. Like, it's just, I've always said this, unless some major player gets involved, I don't see it happening. Because do I think Liverpool Football Club are attractive enough for Mbappe to play? Absolutely. Liverpool Football Club can attract Mbappe. Can we afford Mbappe? Even that, I'd say yes. But do we put the money up? Is it the quote-unquote Liverpool way? I'd say no. This is why I'm saying if Nike, who are our sponsors, call up John WN and is like, we want to sponsor this deal, we want to do this, we want to do that, with shirt sales, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it might happen. Other than that, it's just, I'm going to be honest with you, it's just like it's a dream world. Even with the Colwell thing, like, you look at it, I was speaking to a Chelsea journalist, actually, I think it was like a week ago, and he even confirmed to me, okay, Liverpool do want Colwell, but the problem is, Brighton wanted him even before we wanted him, but the issue remains the same. Chelsea are asking for too much money. They're asking for a world record fee, 80 million, 90 million, 70 million, whatever.
Wow.
We're not going to pay that for a youngster.
No, you're not. You're not. There's a comment here from Zayn, an Arsenal fan and longtime viewer of the Terrace. He says, Rice and Timber, and now Arsenal is the #1 destination for Mbappe if he comes to England, he admitted. He then
Zayn, when you say he admitted, like, where is this? Like, can you, like, I'm going to be honest with you, people just be making up shit on the social media thing. Like, did you speak to Mbappe personally and he said Arsenal? Guys, like, I'm not being delusional. Guys, Terry hates Liverpool more than he hates Arsenal. Even he agreed with me last week. He's like, bro, okay, yeah, right now as things stand, of course Liverpool have a bigger pull. Zayn, let me tell you why. Okay, once again, for the people at the back. Guys, we are managed by Jurgen Klopp. We've got 5-6 world-class players. We've had more. Just because you're in the Champions League does not make you, by definition, more attractive. Because using that logic, Newcastle are more attractive than Chelsea. Newcastle are more attractive than Liverpool. They got Champions League football. Quote unquote, the project is exciting. Liverpool is 100% the second most attractive club in this country to go to. Being attractive does not equal spending money. Pull does not mean that, like, we just don't spend the money. We need to spend it. However, that does not mean you have more pull than us. Mbappe right now would rather play for Liverpool in the conference than he would Arsenal in the champs. Like, let's get this right. Come on, man. These Arsenal fans, bro.
Zayn also comes back and says Arsenal Invincibles, better stadium. When Klopp leaves, you go back to being top 6 team like Spurs.
Zayn, that's a fantastic comment. And thank you for the super chat, my brother. But you know, the Invincibles was 20 years ago. Arsene Wenger is no longer your manager. You don't employ Henry. You don't employ Vieira. You don't employ Ljungberg, Perez, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell. These players are all not here anymore. So, like, it's just, you know, the reverse of this would be what, Zayn? It would be like me going like, Liverpool are 6-time Champions League winners. Liverpool are, have got Kenny Dalglish. Like, bro, this is like from a long time ago. 20 years ago, you were invincible. 20 years ago, you had all of that. Not anymore. Like, it's just, this is 2023. Join us in the new year.
I will, in fairness, it was Miguel Delaney that's put this claim out that Arsenal would be his preferred destination. I think it's all in connection to his love of Henry, following Henry's footsteps. But just put it bluntly, Mbappe, if he was coming to the Prem, would go to the club paying him the most amount of money, in my opinion. And a good project, of course. You have to be in a good position as an example. But I think money would play a big part. But when did Liverpool go back to pre-season? When's your pre-season start?
We're playing Karlsruhe, I think, on the 19th of July, if I'm not mistaken. So I think in 12 days.
Are the players when are your players back to training?
I swear, I think they're back to training next week. Next week, they're back to training. So, yeah, they're going to be running on them treadmills.
How are you feeling then, though? Are you feeling like you've done enough business so far, or are you starting to get a little nervous? The Premier League kicks off in like 4 weeks' time. Are you ready for the start?
Listen, Szoboszlai and McAllister are massive upgrades on what we had in midfield this season. I'm not in denial. Sometimes, I respect Terry's platform, right? So sometimes I don't want to call out people by name. But like yesterday, I just kind of went on a rant against like a Liverpool journalist. It's so like, listen, our Liverpool journalists have absolutely zero objectivity when it comes to
the name out. It's fine, mate, because
James Pearce is the biggest idiot known to mankind because people need to learn from their mistakes. If I go punch Terry and he punches me back and knocks me out, I'm not going to punch him again because I know he's going to knock me out. You have to be smart in life. Last summer, he put out an article going like, Liverpool have nothing to worry about. No sagas to resolve. No more signings needed. Liverpool are going to come back. We finished 5th. We signed Szoboszlai and McAllister, and this guy's putting out similar articles. We've got 9 midfielders. We've got 9. He's counting the likes of Bajcetic and Morton and Henderson and these guys. Like, I'm like, guys, when do we actually sit back and have an objective conversation about Liverpool Football Club? When? Thiago Alcantara is fantastic, but he's made from Weetabix. Henderson is crap. He's not being disrespected. We're not going OTT. He's just shit. He's just not good enough anymore. We can't criticize Klopp for being sentimental and then be sentimental ourselves and just try to hug everyone. Henderson's not good enough. Curtis Jones is killing it in the under 21s. You know who also killed it in the young man game? Dominic Solanke, Ryan Brewster. We saw how they both worked out for us. They're under 21 World Cup winners, not just Euros. Oh my God, hey, look, Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott are killing it in the under 21s. Who gives a shit? We're talking about the grown man game now. Grown man game is different. Use our own club. Bacetic, who's built like a twig, he's a fantastic footballer, plays as a centre back in the academy. He plays like a centre back. He plays centre back. Can you imagine Stefan Bacetic, who weighs 30 kilograms, playing against Mikel Antonio, what he'd do to him? We have to be realistic. The likes of James Pearce, FSG kiss asses, FSG bootlickers, people who just are seeking exclusivity from the club, they are the problem, because they come out and they just say the same exact shit over and over and over and over. It is never about quantity, it's about quality, because we have finished 5th. Let's count last summer how many midfielders Liverpool had. Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, Keita, Ox, Milner, Curtis, Harvey, Arthur Melo. Hey, guess what, James? We had 9 midfielders last summer too. Yet we absolutely sucked, because it's about quality. I would trade 6 of those midfielders just for one Gundogan. I'd trade 6 of them just for one Gundogan, because it's about the quality. Because when Bernardo Silva is going through a bad run or he's injured and you bring in Gundogan, you don't feel a difference. Whereas for us, when Thiago gets injured and I bring in a Milner or a Keita or a Ox, I'm like, there's levels to this game. So Szoboszlai and McAllister are a fantastic step. That doesn't mean I have to sit here and stop now. I've got to go get Romeo Lavia. Now I'm okay. Midfield rebuild complete. I've got my DM. I've got my forward-thinking guy in Szoboszlai. I've got my quote-unquote ball carrier, the guy who keeps the ball in McAllister. I've rebuilt the midfield. But don't come to me now and already have the excuses lined up like, hey guys, we signed Szoboszlai and McAllister. You can't be complaining. You can't be moaning. Some people want to moan all the time. You damn right I'm going to moan. We finished 5th after chasing a quadruple. If I can't moan now, there's no other time for me to moan. So people have to be real about this Liverpool Football Club situation. People are in love with buzzwords, and it triggers me. Rebuild, transition, phase 2, phase this. Screw all of this. I've got Salah, I've got Van Dijk, Trent, Alisson, I've got 5-6 world-class players. Let's sign players, and let's go win this league title. All this extra BS, just spices on top of something. Like, it's just they bring water, put spices on it, and they think it's going to be food. It doesn't work like this. Szoboszlai, McAllister, fantastic start. Get me the centre back, get me the midfielder, and let's just go and win this league, man. It's just so dumb. It's just all these journalists. I swear to sometimes I want to fight these people. I swear. This James Pierce guy, he gets on my last nerve. Honestly, this guy, he's the worst journalist in history of all time.
This is big up for Sam. What players do you think we need now?
We need a DM and we need a centre back. That's what we need. And if you don't want to get a DM, I've got no problem with that, but get me another midfielder. The reason why I want another midfielder is Henderson's unplayable. He's shit. I'm not going to rely on him. Thiago Alcantara is made from Weetabix. Fabinho, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I need 3 starters, essentially. So for me, I've got, essentially, in my mind, Lavia, McAllister, Szoboszlai, and then I've got Fabinho and Thiago, and this might surprise people, but with new evidence comes new opinions. Curtis Jones, I'm not going to say has won me over, but Curtis Jones in these last 10 games has shown me he could be a solid rotation option. I'm going to call out more people. People are posting his stats from the under 21 and going like, oh, look at our star boy Curtis Jones. If he was signed from Porto for 60 million, we would all be celebrating him. But because his name's, it has nothing to do with the name. Trent Alexander-Arnold has the most English name of all time. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like, it cannot be more English than that. And we all love him because he's quality. It's about quality. Curtis Jones is a rotational option. You want to rest McAllister against Luton Town? Play Curtis Jones. I've got no problem. But don't come sell him to me like he's some sort of starter that's going to take us to the top. He won't. So, yeah.
This here from Satchin says, big up for Sam. What's your realistic expectation for Liverpool?
Big up, Satchev. I'm going to be honest with you. We've got to maintain standards at this football club. We haven't won a league or a Champions League since 2020. So my expectation is to win the league. I want us to win the league, and I think we're capable of doing that. It's just about being serious. Simple as that in this summer transfer window.
Yeah, I hear you. This year says, with respect, I think attractiveness is fluid. Yes, you're Liverpool, but no Champions League is a hit. Still, Arsenal bought Partey with no European football.
Neto. Liverpool bought Luis Suarez with no European football. Like we can always bring up examples. You know, Arsenal fans, my problem with you is what? You guys are just so fucking emotional. Like you are just so emotional. You're so insecure about your football club. I'm not even insulting your football club. I'm praising you. But if you come to me 10 years ago, when in 13-14 Liverpool finished second, I wouldn't have come here and went like, oh my God, our project is so attractive or more attractive than Arsenal 10 years ago. I wouldn't have said that because I know Arsene Wenger is a better manager than Rodgers. I knew that overall your team was a lot better than our team. So you would be a more attractive player for you guys to sign. That's why in the summer, you guys were linked to Benzema and Higuain and we signed Lambert. So with all due respect, there's attraction levels. And in my entire lifetime, Arsenal were more attractive than Liverpool. I hold my hands up. Until these last 5 years. So just for 5 years out of my 28 years of life, Liverpool were more attractive. You don't have to get triggered because of 5 out of 28. Unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, look, I think, yeah, look, I don't think Liverpool have lost any real attractiveness because of one poor season. I do agree with that. By the way, I think Arsenal have become even more attractive, but I don't think that Liverpool have lost out any attractiveness at all, really. But there are players that if Liverpool were the best team in England, would still have picked other teams over them because everyone's got different motivations. And you look at Kim Min Jae, he could have come to the Premier League, but he's like, no, I want Bayern Munich. And I think Bayern Munich are a massive club. They're in a great position, but it's a one-horse race league. Man could have come to the Prem, but he was motivated by something very, very, very different indeed. So I think we have to consider that. Moving